Hey everybody, it's Matt Demers here for MeleeitOnme. We're on day 2 of Big House 4 here in lovely Romulus, Michigan. I'm here with Travis Beauchamp, otherwise known as Samox, director of the Smash Brothers documentary and the Smash Brothers Armada. I am a Kickstarter backer, of course, of the latter, so it's nice to be able to actually finally meet you. Yeah, exactly. That's how I got this interview. I paid for it. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Second day has been amazing so far.
Yeah.
First day was awesome. I got a lot of great footage, so I'm really stoked about that.
Cool. So, like, obviously, as I asked him before this interview anyway, like, what he exactly was doing here, and then it does include kind of shooting stuff for Smash Bros. Armada. Obviously, you're still kind of in production of that. So, I guess, like, how is that? Have you just kind of been following him around? I realized that he was kind of in the States recently. He's been to a couple smaller tournaments. Have you kind of been like trailing him?
Well, this is the first tournament that I've actually been to for shooting myself. You know, it's from here on out. It's kind of like just following these guys around everywhere. That's what I've been doing, annoying them with, putting my camera in their face and stuff. But yeah, from here until Apex, at least, it's just nothing but following these guys and getting good footage and the like. So
it's basically Almost Famous, only for Smash.
Exactly. Except we need more Kate Hudson. So.
I was gonna say Gimmer's our Kate Hudson.
Yeah, Gimmer he's even better than Kate Hudson, I think.
You heard it here first, folks.
The Gims always wins.
The Gims does always wins. So, like, I guess I asked you before, like, if you were gonna like competing in the tournament. Obviously, you said you weren't. So, what's it like, kind of like being that I wouldn't say consistent spectator, but like constant spectator almost? It's like, is that like almost a learned skill? Is that like a skill you can kind of upgrade, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. It's just, it's like active listening. You're always kind of like taking in and looking for the right things. It's almost become second nature now when I'm sitting in an interview, and I'm sure it is for you too. Like when you hear the right things, and oh, that's a great little thing, and that moment was really perfect, and that's kind of during the entire production of the Smash Brothers. That's what I slowly learned how to do, seeing those things live and knowing that I was going to pick them up later.
I guess it's kind of like I find that fighting games, because we're all kind of in the same room and like people are beside each other. Like the pop-off moments are almost just so much sweeter than like PC-based stuff.
Yeah. No, I mean it's because it's that like one-on-one kind of experience, and it's very different live than watching on stream. I mean, you can kind of see the hype and kind of feel it. And there are moments when, especially like at Evo and stuff, when you're just like jumping off the bed, at least I was. But when you're live and you're there in person, it's just absolutely a different kind of feeling. You just kind of feel the electricity in the room and get caught up in it. So that's what I was feeling earlier. And
it's pretty interesting considering the size of the venue, because like you guys obviously can't see it now. Maybe I'll throw some lovely B-roll in there, but basically the ballroom's just packed. Like there are definitely a couple hundred people in there. So like normally we're used to seeing that on like an Evo kind of scale. So like I'm guessing that you've been to your fair share of tournaments before.
Yeah.
How do you find that this tournament compares to those anyway?
This one is excellent. It's my first 2-day only tournament. Actually, I'm not sure if that's true. I'm not sure if Rom 4 was a 2-day tournament, but this is incredibly well run. Juggle Guy's an amazing TO. As far as setups and all that stuff goes, it's incredible. The atmosphere, the feeling of it, it reminds me of all the other tournaments I've ever been to. Any of these tournaments, there's always hype. There's about to be, I think it's about to be doubles finals. There's Armada, so they must have been done with the winners finals. But that's going to be insanely hype, and I'm just excited for that.
It's kind of this interesting thing where like we're looking at the hotel. A lot of people were coming in to the hotel being like, man, this is a great venue, because like it's kind of a small-ish hotel, and everyone just kind of seems to be like, it's like a trailer park. I know that's a weird analogy, but it's like everyone can like see everyone. It's not like at the Evo hotel there was like 3 different wings of the hotel, and it was just like a huge thing that everyone had to like sprint between almost to get between the wings. But like this is just like, it's intimate, but it can scale, so to speak.
Well, it's nice because you have these kind of very beautiful terraces where you can lean over and yell at fellow Smashers. So
yeah, and get security called on you.
Yell at a certain lower volume.
Yes, you can yell at a reasonable volume level. That's clearly possible.
Yeah, I think that's part of the bylaws for this hotel.
Exactly. Anyways, just kind of wrapping up anyway, is there something that like you kind of look at when you, like, how much planning does this goes into like shooting an event like this? Do you kind of go into it being like, okay, I need X angle, Y angle, like this kind of moment? Do you have like a quota you need to fill, or is it just literally just kind of going with the flow?
It definitely a lot of it has to do with the moments that I know I've already in the can, like VG Bootcamp and Tourney Locator are recording the high quality stuff, and there's even some player cam from that I can use. But getting the crowd reaction and getting the reaction, like the facial reactions of the players, really key. And also just kind of floating around and getting like in-person interviews, stuff like that. There's always kind of, it's sort of like a mental list. So you can kind of go through and looking for all those things. But honestly, it's always those moments that you're not looking for that end up being the best. And that's what I'm looking for, is the moments I'm not looking for.
Has it been easier getting access to like players and I guess people now that like you've got kind of the calling card of the documentary?
It's almost too easy because people will come up to me and I'm like in the middle of shooting and they're like, dude, I love the Smash Bros. I'm like, that's awesome. And I appreciate that. I don't really care. It's awesome having that kind of response from everybody, and it's definitely made it a lot easier to have access to people that will kind of shed light on stuff. So I'm stoked. It actually, I think it's directly going to correlate to a better documentary in the end.
That is really good to hear. I guess that's a really good note to end off of. I'm not going to ask you when it's going to come out because that seems to jinx Kickstarter. That seems to jinx Kickstarter projects quite often. But you guys can you still kick can you still donate to?
You can donate. It's the same actually at my PayPal from the original series was the Smash Bros movie at gmail.com, even though the first project wasn't a movie. But you can still PayPal to that. You can check the Kickstarter for what the correlational donation amounts are, and I'll still fulfill them in the PayPal. So
cool. So if you're interested and you're kind of late to the party, you can still kick to the Smash Brothers Armada, which should be out sometime in the next 5 years. I'll give a very generous window for that. But otherwise, you can check out more interviews from us at youtube.com/MeleeitOnme from the Big House 4. My name is Matt Demers. You can follow me on Twitter, Samox. You can follow, I believe, at _Samox_ on Twitter.
That's right.
I'm really good at memorizing those. But thank you so much for talking to me. Have a good day, guys, and keep smashing.